So, before the season even began, I made a video breaking down why I thought the Blackhawks rebuild was a lot closer than most people realized. I talked about how with the sheer volume of prospects Kyle Davidson and his staff have drafted over the last few years, it's only natural that a few of them are going to hit. I even put together a prospect pyramid and went over some of the names sitting at the top of Chicago's system. Now, with how exciting this team has been lately, I figured it was the perfect time to circle back and check in on some of those prospects, see how they've been progressing, and get a sense of what kind of impact we might be seeing from them in the near future. Drafted 18th overall by Chicago back in 2023, Sasha Bo is quietly putting together a strong start to his college season. 1 goal and 8 assists through 8 games. What's really interesting is that for a guy known primarily for his shot, most of his production so far has come through playmaking. Last year at North Dakota, he put up 18 goals and 32 points in just 38 games, before transitioning to Boston University for the 2026 season, where he's expected to take another step. Beauvair's calling card has always been that shot, one of the best from his draft class. His one-timer is lethal on the power play, and his wrist shot can beat goalies clean from a distance. But this year, beyond the offense, he's starting to round out the rest of his game. The focus is now on refining his two-way play, building strength, and improving his skating, areas that will define how quickly he transitions from college to the pros. From Chicago's perspective, Beauvair slots in as a middle-tier prospect with legitimate NHL potential. He might not be projected to be a superstar, but he has all the tools to become a reliable middle six center, someone who can contribute offensively, play responsible 200-foot hockey, and handle tough matchups. His size and defensive awareness makes him a coach's dream in key moments, and as his physical game matures, he could become a fixture in multiple situations, even strength, penalty kill, or a bumper spot on the power play. The biggest question mark right now is his skating. He'll need to add explosiveness and improve his edge work to keep pace at the NHL level. That said, the rest of his toolkit is already pro-ready. The hands, the shot, the hockey IQ, the work ethic. If his development continues on this path, Beauvair could push for an NHL spot as early as 2027. The Hawks will be patient. They know college development takes time, but the organization sees a dependable, well-rounded player in the making. He might not be a future 70-point scorer, but he projects as the kind of center every contending team needs. Steady, versatile, and quietly effective. And if he keeps trending upward, it won't be long before Sasha Bo becomes part of the next wave in Chicago's rebuild. Over to the OHL now, and more specifically Brantford, a place the Blackhawks clearly have an eye for when it comes to drafting. Chicago grabbed him 27th overall in 2024. Left shot winger Merrick Vanacker, 6'1", 170 pounds, a player who skates with speed, oozes confidence, and has a nose for the net that makes you sit up and take notice. Vanacker's skating stands out right away. Smooth stride, great acceleration, and an ability to find soft ice both off the rush and around the net. Combine that with a quick release and strong hands, and you've got a player who constantly finds himself in dangerous scoring positions. Even while battling through a shoulder injury last season, one that required surgery in June of 2024, he managed to stay productive. His breakout year came in 2024 with Brantford, where he racked up 82 points in 68 games. Coming off surgery the following year, he still managed 42 points in 45 games. Not bad considering the circumstances. Now fully healthy, he's been on fire to start this season. 17 goals in 17 games and 24 points overall. It's a clear sign that the confidence and finish are both back. The Blackhawks have already signed him to a 3-year entry-level deal, and there's real optimism about what he can become. In the short term, he'll stay in the OHL, continuing to build strength, polishing his game, and regain full consistency. but the long-term view is where it gets exciting. Vanacker projects as a potential middle six winger with legitimate top six upside. He's the kind of player who could score 20 goals a year at the NHL level, bringing speed and secondary offense to a forward group that's starting to fill out nicely. He's probably more of a complementary scorer than a play-driving star right now, but that's totally fine. Every contending team needs those players who can finish chances and tilt momentum. For the next step, the Hawks will want to see him round out the defensive side of his game and add some strength to his frame. Winning board battles, protecting the puck, and playing through contact will be key if he wants to make it to the NHL. If all goes according to plan, 2027 or 2028 feels like a realistic window for him to make the jump. Health will be a big factor, that shoulder needs to hold up, and he'll have to earn his role within a deepening prospect pool. But make no mistake, Merrick Vanacker is trending in the right direction. Give it a couple more years, and we could be looking at one of the next key wingers in the Blackhawks rebuild. Building off the momentum from Vanacker, another name that's starting to grab attention in the Blackhawks system is Roman Kanzerov. Unlike Vanacker, who's still developing in junior hockey, Kanzerov is already putting up over a point per game in the KHL, showing he can produce at a high level in a major professional league. Since I first highlighted him in this video, fans and scouts alike are starting to get excited about what he can bring. While nobody's guaranteed to be a superstar, Kanzerov has the potential to reach top 6 status if everything clicks. From a fan perspective, he's the kind of player that gets you genuinely hyped. The expectation is that he could be in Chicago full-time as soon as next year, bringing scoring, swag, and a dynamic presence to the lineup. Watching hours of this guy's highlights and breaking his play down myself in previous videos, a few comparisons come to mind. Artemi Panarin for his skill and creativity, Thomas Hertl for his ability to drive play despite not being the biggest guy on the ice, and Saren Govich in terms of the KHL to NHL transition and middle six projection. Kanzerov combines that skill, hockey sense, and pro-level experience in a way that makes him one of the more intriguing forward prospects in the Hawks pipeline. Continuing up the Blackhawks pipeline, Nick Lardis is another prospect generating serious excitement. Drafted 67th overall in 2023, he's already shown a pure goal-scoring touch, a skill that's notoriously hard to teach. Lardis has been climbing fast, transitioning smoothly from junior to pro hockey, and the Hawks see him as a potential middle six winger in the near term, with top 6 upside if his development continues on track. Patience will be key though, as size, physicality, defensive awareness, and adaptation to the pro game are all factors that need to be carefully managed. The 2025 OHL season was his breakout, as he became the first player since John Tavares in 2007 to score 70 goals in a single campaign. His game is built around getting into high danger areas, quick release, and finishing chances. Though at 5'11 and roughly 175 pounds, strength and physicality have been focal points in his development. Now turning pro with the Rockford IceHogs, Lardis has picked up right where he left off in juniors. In his first 13 AHL games, he's already posted 13 points, including 5 goals, and earned AHL Rookie of the Month honors in October 2025. The Blackhawks expect him to carry his elite goal scoring into the professional ranks while continuing to redefine his two-way play, puck battles, and consistency. Looking ahead, Lardis projects as a middle six winger with strong offensive upside. Once he's fully established in the NHL, a first full season could see him around 20 to 25 goals and 35 to 45 points. Numbers that could climb towards 25 to 30 goals and 45 to 55 points with top-line minutes. He's a player designed to finish plays, get into the right spots, and help elevate the team's goal output. The challenges are real though. Translating junior dominance to the NHL isn't guaranteed, especially for a slightly smaller forward. He'll need to add strength, win battles along the boards, and show consistency in the defensive zone. How Chicago deploys him, line mates, power play time, and role will heavily influence his development timeline. If you're looking for comparable NHL players, think Alex DeBrincat for goal-scoring instincts, Jason Robertson for finishing skill and offensive positioning, or Vincent Trocheck for using skill and positioning to succeed despite size limitations. Lardis may not be the player a team is built around, but he has all the tools to become a reliable, high-impact offensive contributor. These are the 4 forwards I'd expect to see in Chicago in the very near future. And if you're wondering about Chicago's 3 first-round picks from 2025, Nestrasil, West, and Frondell, don't worry, they'll each be getting their own deep dive videos soon. I actually already have one up on Frondell you should definitely check out. For today, I wanted to focus on the forwards who look closest to making an impact in the NHL. It's exciting times for Chicago. The team is already starting to show real promise, and with even more help on the way, things are about to get real sooner than you might think.